Sutra His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Founder Acharya, BBT Founder Acharya, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Jayom Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pri Guru Jagacharya, Astotra Sat Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada ki, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ji ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to today's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 27, text number 4. So let's recite together. Sayana unnadha madho mahamana. Sayana unnadha madho mahamana. Maharat talpe mahisi bhujopadi. Maharat talpe mahisi bhujopadi. Tameva viro manute paramyatas. Tameva viro manute paramyatas. Tamo vibhuto na nijama param chayat. Tamo vibhuto na nijam param chayat. Sayana unnadha madho mahamana. Maharatalpe mahisi bhujopadi. Tameva viro manute paramyatas. Tamo abhibhuto na nijam param chayat. Sayana unnadha madho mahamana. Maharatalpe mahisi bhujopadi. Tameva viro manute paramyatas. Tamo abhibhuto na nijam param chayat. Prabhuji. Sayana unnadho madho mahamana. Maharatalpe mahisi bhujopadi. Tameva viro manute paramyatas. Tamo vibhuto na nijama paramyatas. Sayana unnadha madho mahamana. Maharatalpe mahisi bhujopadi. Tameva viro manute paramyatas. Tam vibhito na nijam param chayat. param yatas. What to word? Sayana, lying down. Unnadhamada, increasingly illusioned. Mahamana, advanced in consciousness. Maha-arhatalpe, on a valuable bedstead. Mahisi, of the queen. Bhuja, arms. Upadhihi, pillow. Tam, her. Eva, certainly. Veera, the hero. Manute, he considered. Param, the goal of life. Yata, from which. Tama, by ignorance. Abhibhuta, overwhelmed. Na, not. Nijam, his actual self. Param, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Cha, and. Yat, what. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki. Translation with repetition. In this way, increasingly overwhelmed by illusion, King Purañjana, although advanced in consciousness, remained always lying down with his head on the pillow of his wife's arms. In this way, he considered woman to be his ultimate life and soul. Becoming thus overwhelmed by the mode of ignorance, he could not understand the meaning of self-realization of his self or of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. Human life is meant for self-realization. First of all, one has to realize his own self, which is described in this verse as Nizama. Then he has to understand or realize the Super Soul or Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, when one becomes too much materially attached, he takes a woman to be everything. So, when we read woman, for the Prabhus it's like woman, for the Matajis it's like Prabhus, other way around. This is the basic principle of material attachment. In such a condition, one cannot realize his own self or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2, it is therefore said, Mat seva dwaram ahur vimuktes tamo dwaram yositam sangi sangam. If one associates with Mahatmas or devotees, his path of liberation is opened. But if one becomes too much attached to women or to persons who are also attached to women, that is, attached to women directly or indirectly, he opens the tamo dwaram, the door of the darkest vision of hellish life. King Purañjana was a great soul, highly intellectual and possessed of advanced consciousness. But due to his being too much addicted to women, his whole consciousness was covered. In the modern age, the consciousness of people is too much covered by wine, woman, and flesh. Consequently, people are completely unable to make any progress in self-realization. The first step of self-realization is to know oneself as a spirit, soul apart from the body. In second stage of self-realization, one comes to know that every soul, every individual living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, Paramatma, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15.7. Mamaim vamso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manasasthana indriyani prakirti sthani karshati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. All living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Unfortunately, in this present civilization, both men and women are allowed to be attracted to one another from the very beginning of life, and because of this, they are completely unable to come to the platform of self-realization. They do not know that without self-realization, they suffer the greatest loss in the human form of life. Thinking of a woman always within one's heart is tantamount to lying down with a woman on a valuable bedstead. The heart is the bedstead, and it is the most valuable bedstead. When a man thinks of woman and money, he lies down and rests on the arm of his beloved woman or wife. In this way, he overindulges in sex life and thus becomes unfit for self-realization. Joy. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Shivayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakha Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatra Rupyasha Kripa Sindhu Taevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. So translation once again. In this way, increasingly overwhelmed by illusion, King Purañjana, although advanced in consciousness, remained always lying down with his head on the pillow of his wife's arms. In this way, he considered woman to be his ultimate life and soul. Becoming thus overwhelmed by the mode of ignorance, he could not understand the meaning of self-realization of his self or of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can see slowly and gradually we are moving towards the harsh reality of our day-to-day life, everyone's life actually, and how property is starting. Human life is meant for self-realization. So as we discussed about Purañjana and Puranjani, Purañjana is the representation of soul who wants to enjoy or lord it over material nature, and Puranjani is acting as the intelligence or the object through which Purañjana is trying to gratify his senses. And moving forward, like first of all one has to realize his own self, which is described in this verse as Nijama. So let's make it simple. So let's start like when anyone who takes birth, like very first thing they come with their own baggage of their previous past karmas, and then after they slowly and gradually try to lead their life whatever the way they have heard from their parents. If the newly born child is fortunate enough to be born in the family of devotees, like in the very early stage they will be taught what is the main aim of this human form of life. Even if we buy any gadget or device, it comes with a manual, how to use, why to use, when to use, and precautions. Same way Shastras, the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, saintly persons, sadhu and spiritual master guru, they are like the manual guides. They give us direction how we should lead our life, and rather leading our life whimsically. Like there is usually two conditions while leading the life. Either we go with the flow, whatever it's coming or going, we just go with the flow. Other thing is we take the responsibility and lead our life how we wanted. Now the self-realization part is in both. If one is fortunate enough to have born in the devotee family or comes in the contact of any Krishna conscious devotee, even if they go with the flow like how the devotees are going, in one point of time they will come to know to the point what is the human form of life meant for. And someone who is taking responsibility of their life and leading their life, like anyway we know whatever activity we do in this material world or any activity that is apart from Krishna is not going to give us the satisfaction. Like for the permanent, for a slight few seconds or temporary basis there would be some satisfaction, but Ananda, the perfect Ananda that we all the jivas are looking for won't be there in any of the materialistic activities. So anyone who is leading their life, they try to maintain their life in a such a way that all the sense gratification, like in a so much comfortable way. Yeah, we have example of Hiranyakashipu, like he knew that death is something that can stop his sense gratification, or he was trying to conquer the death. So what he did do, he tried doing the tapasya, did the meditation, tried to please Lord Brahma and get the boon. What happens? Lord Brahma comes, he says, how can I give you the boon of immortality? I am myself mortal. So we can see the mentality over here. Okay, if I cannot be immortal, I'll create something like that that is very near to immortality. I won't be killed here, I won't be killed in the day, I won't be killed at the night, I won't be killed by animals, by human beings, this, that. Same way, like when we are not in contact with these guiding resources, Sadhu Guru and Shastra, like we don't know, okay, there is something we need to know about the human form of life, and we try to enjoy our senses. At very time, if someone dies, pass away, Yamadutas asks, why didn't you use your human form of life? They can say, okay, I didn't came, my fortune was not that very good to come in contact with the Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. Okay, some little bit of punishment, some punishment may be given to them as per their karma. But for instance, any devotee or any practicing sadhaka who came in contact with Sadhu, Guru and Shastra, they will take their life very seriously. Whatever activity they perform, they will be conscious of spending even every second, every chana, like where my energy is going to. If we see the energy, or if we go to the ultimate end of the source of energy, we will be connected to Krishna. Like for the instant we see like light bulbs are on, we are able to see left, right. Yeah, okay, where it is coming from? It's coming from powerhouse. Okay, from where it is coming from? Okay, they are generating from different sources, maybe solar, maybe the turbine that is rotated by the force of waterfall. And if they go further, how it comes, where the water comes from? Okay, it's nature. If they go like something Brahman realization is slowly they go. If they put question mark at the end of their questions, they go at the Brahman, okay, where this water comes from? And in this way, if they keep going further, they ask this type of question with their authority, then they will slowly, gradually come to the realization of personality of Godhead, Krishna. Not even other form of Godhead. Like we have a conception, okay, if we worship Lord Shiva, if we worship Lord Ganesha, if we worship Mother Parvati, we go to the same destination. No, like how many of we have traveled in in airplane, through the airport? We have experience of flying in airplane. We see the airplanes like which are taking off using the same airport. same runway, everything is very similar. Even the running speed, taking off, everything. Pilot can be also similar. Let's not make it that. Pilot can be different. So what is the difference that makes over there? While taking off, if any flight needs to go to India, case number A, case number B, if another flight needs to go to Singapore, Nepal or US, then what is the difference from the runway? They take the same runway, they take off. The difference is 1 degree that each flight is gonna take in a different way. If some flight needs to go to east, they will take 1 degree different change of direction from the takeoff. Some airplane need to go to the India, they will take different 1 degree. They can't take directly 60 degree or 90 degree when they take off, otherwise it will crash. So what this 1 degree I am trying to say is the small endeavor that we try to put in our spiritual life, or try to understand what is our main goal of life by questioning, okay, where it comes from, where this comes from. Then after doing this, they come to the stage of Athata Brahma Jigyasa. From there slowly, if they are nurtured properly, they can advance. But in Kali Yuga, even there are fake spiritualists. If they are fake, we can't tell them spiritualists. Fake sadhus or those who fake the devotional service, especially the impersonalists, we can say. Like by hearing the words of impersonalist, we think like it's very pleasing to ears. Okay, it gives me pleasure to some extent, but it's not the ultimate. Even like listening to impersonalist is like poisoning our own consciousness. Yeah, looks similar, sounds similar. Like this is often when we do books, we meet different variety of people. They say, oh, Bhagavad Gita, I know, I have read from this. He have given like some author, and he have given 13 editions of Bhagavad Gita. I said, what you said? 13 editions of Bhagavad Gita? Okay, nice. What is in each edition? No, in Bhagavad Gita, first he wrote whatever he realized first year. Second edition, he wrote whatever he realized second year. I said, hey, come on. Bhagavad Gita means Vani, like song of the God. And you need to know what you are reading, what you are doing. Even if you go for the job, you will like spend a month to see the job responsibilities, what you need to do, how much you are paid. You will look left, right, center. You will cross-confirm with the employers and everything, like how cautiously we are going to land there. And with the most important things like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Shastra, Sadhu, choosing Guru, just whatever comes, okay, let's go. So direction may sound like very nice. Okay, we are moving toward the path of self-realization. Reading, we also need to know like whether the direction we are going is right or wrong. Even one can be like within us. We can be practicing under the same guidance. But if the direction that auto-suggestion we say, our mind gives auto-suggestion all the time with respect to our previous samskaras, experiences, feelings. Okay, let's take an example. When anyone, for example, if I say, think of something that starts from C, automatically we may be thinking cat or chair. Or if I say, okay, let's think of something sitting thing, chair or bench, something comes like this. Yeah, sofa, it doesn't go, sometimes it goes. So what this is coming, whatever we have seen, whatever we have perceived, whatever we have felt, it's giving auto-suggestion. So another good example I can give to make this clear is how mind gives auto-suggestion. Have we seen the horse racing? There is race like horse, and horse are trained when there is any like pit or any obstacle, they need to jump. Yeah. So horse, like good example of horse is, before going to the race, the horse is trained. So how it happens is, okay, for example, I am riding the horse, okay, riding horse, going on, there is obstacle. I will instruct the horse, okay, now jump. I will pull the rope so that horse can understand, okay, now you need to jump. Okay, horse jumped. Again it will go on riding. Second obstacle, okay, again I will pull, jump. 3 times, 4 times. Okay, after 5 times, what horse will understand? Okay, again obstacle is coming. 5th time I won't pull. 5th time horse will jump itself. What he is doing, he understood, okay, what need to do, what needs to be the pattern, because he got the samskara of 2-3 obstacles. When this comes, I need to do this. When this situation comes, I need to do this. Similarly, even if we see the snake or any wild animals, anyone who have gone through some wild animal or forest, they say if you see any wild animal, stay calm, don't run, don't be panic. Okay. So what happens when we panic, when we go left and right, that snake or that wild animal may freak out and attack on us. So when they freak out, when they feel unsafe, yeah. Similarly, the auto suggestion, from where it is coming, from the different pastimes. If we pastimes that we had with our own life previously, samskara, the baggage. So having these previous samskaras can create hurdle in our path of self-realization. For example, if we see Purañjana, like over 84 lakh species of life, he had the desire to gratify his senses, like same as we human beings, we soul, like revolving in the cycle of birth and death, looking for the suitable body where we can enjoy our senses. So in this way, Purañjana comes and ends to this form of body, although it's like allegory. So what allegory is trying to say us, let's understand that, trying to gratify the senses from the very beginning. And in this way he goes in the search of like where he should enjoy, search for a woman, then city, then planet. In this way it goes on. And right now we can see what is the condition of Purañjana. So the 1 degree change that the Purañjana could have after having this human form of body in allegory didn't have that very 1 degree, and that is causing difficulties for him now to control his senses and everything. Even he is not trying to control his senses. What he is trying to enjoy his senses in a more better way after coming from the forest, trying to pacify his wife, touching the feet. If we see like in a different angle, for our own sake, we also may be acting in a different way. And when I'm saying acting in a different way, it reminds me of one pastime. So our Radha Gopinath temple, in the very starting phase, when there were very handful of devotees, like Prabhupada gave initiation to those who came just within the duration of 1 week. Among them, like Srish, he was the temple president, the very second temple president after Upendra Prabhu and Balimardana, I guess. And Srish Prabhu, he was initiated at Charu in the later. He didn't even saw his spiritual master, that means Prabhupada, face to face. He got initiation in later and everything happened well. He only saw Prabhupada in the Back to Godhead magazine, and he had his association in the books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So after some circumstances, like Prabhupada came to Australia, and the very few things Charu Prabhu realized about Prabhupada was the way we are reading in purports Prabhupada gave us, he was same, like there was no even an inch difference, as it is. The way we have Bhagavad Gita as it is, same way, whatever Prabhupada was in his personal life, he gave in the purport. And even if we see in our day-to-day life, we act in one way in temple, another way while doing books, another way in workplace, another way while in the association of devotees, another way while workplace. So Prabhupada, wherever he went, wherever he was having conversation, the way we are reading the purports, he was same. There was no difference. Yeah. So similarly, that was on the spiritual platform. And why I said about this pastime, because when we see like how we are acting within and without, that also makes difference. Because if we want to change our day-to-day life, we need to see within ourselves what is causing the difference. For example, it may be the past baggages and everything. And very fortunate thing that we have in Krishna consciousness is chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's not coming from the material world, it's coming from the spiritual world. And this sound vibration is so powerful that it can, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, anyone who is seriously and sincerely trying to advance in the path of self-realization, that means Krishna consciousness, like he erases, or in the sense he forgets the past memories. If we compare our own life, like before chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how was our mental state, our consciousness, and after chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like rarely we remember, okay, I had karmi friends, like as per the different ashramas, there is this type of realization. So Mahamantra, just by hearing, what it is doing, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, it's trying to help us to go one step ahead in the science of self-realization. So 1 degree change, we can put every day little bit effort for coming for Bhagavatam class, coming for morning japa, doing any seva in the temple. That can be the 1 degree change or 1 degree effort that we are trying to put. And Krishna, he will pull us himself towards him. And moving forward, woman, we hear in Shastras like very sharply talking about woman. So for the men it's woman, for the woman it's men. They should understand it either of the way. And once I was hearing from one devotee that Prabhupada was saying, man in himself is very good, woman is also very good. But when they both come together and if they are not utilizing their energy for the sake of gratifying the Krishna's senses, they deviate from the path of self-realization. And when they deviate, it's very hard to bring them without the association of devotee. We can also see here the association. Like we have heard, if we have association of devotees or we are in contact of Srimad Bhagavatam Sadhu Guru Shastra, we can be saved from the most abominable and dangerous condition of our life. Like we have practical example of this as well. So let's take an example. I am forgetting the name, but here in Sydney, like in the very early time when the temple was started, one Mataji, like she was actress and she came temple, had the darshan. What was her name? Sorry? Jenny Mataji, who became actress and after that got initiated. Okay, Jenny Mataji, as Prabhu said. So Jenny Mataji, she visited temple, had darshan, and she looked very favorable. And she had association with the devotees, took some books and went back. And after that she came after very long, like 3-4 months. And that time she came, she had darshan and she said to the devotees, I am going USA to make my career. I just want to check out how the actor life is there, just for advancement in career, as everyone is trying to do in today's life. So Jenny, she went, and one of the Mataji, she just passed one pen and say, as you are going US, you can give this pen as a gift to Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. And okay, I can go. She took the pen, she went. She didn't went to the temple after she landed to the US. So Jenny Mataji, she explored how the career was. She got frustrated. Okay, it's not the way I thought in US. So she remembered the pen she got from the devotee. Okay, let me give this gift to Prabhupada. She went to the temple there in US. And before that, she received a letter from Upendra Prabhu. And Upendra Prabhu mentioned that to her, please don't fall in Maya, visit temple, Prabhupada is there. This both things struck her and she went to the temple. She saw Prabhupada first time there, physically face to face, and she gifted the pen. And after having just Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, like her consciousness, her mentality to see or lead her life was totally changed. And right now we still have Jenny Mataji as an initiated devotee, and she is married to, and they are leading their spiritual life and helping others to build too. So this is some example, just having the association of devotee. How can one be saved from a most dangerous or hellish kind of life? Just we can also, as allegory is trying to help us understand, we can also stop for a while, hold our thought for a while and think, if I won't be a devotee, if I wouldn't have met any devotee in my life, how would my life would be? Yeah, in this way we can have just to know the value of the devotee, just to know the value that we have. So often this example I heard from my senior authorities, that anyone who comes to the Krishna consciousness in the very early stage, they are like the child. And the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, association of the devotees, this is like the diamond. And when any child is given a diamond, the child doesn't know the value of diamond, how to use, what is its value, what will the child do with that diamond? Play, put in mouth or throw somewhere. Yeah, but in case if the child loses the diamond, and when that child grows up and knows the value of diamond, what will the level of regret for that very child? Same way, like we can compare ourselves. If we are aware of the value of Krishna consciousness movement, the way Prabhupada is giving through the purports, through his books, and the platform temples where we get the association of the devotees. The main aim for the temple is to provide the association of the devotees, of the sadhu. Otherwise, where will they get the association of the sadhus? Outside the temple. What they get the association outside the temple? They get the association of their like so-called friends or their relatives or family members who will be trying to push them, okay, career is the main aim of your life. Your financial progress is the parameter. How much you made in this life, it shows your progress. That and this, yeah. So every day, like what level of spiritual realization or progress we made is the day we lived in our life. We utilize the human form of life. Like best use of bad bargain. Prabhupada often gives example of this, best use of bad bargain. This body, what is the best use? We can use it in the service of Krishna. Okay, so 1 degree change, auto-suggestion, previous samskaras, then after best use of bad bargain. In this way we can utilize, and we can connect it with the Purañjana's story as well, the way it is trying to reflect us in our day-to-day life. So here it is said, Mahat Seva Dwaram Ahur Vimuktes Tamo Dwaram Yositam Sangi Sangam. If one associates with Mahatmas or devotees, his path of liberation is opened. If we see Prahlad Maharaj pastime, we all have watched the Mahavatar Narsimha movie. If we haven't watched, we have heard about Prahlad Maharaj. Like we don't have any instances at that very age anyone seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly. And being very fortunate myself, I heard one lecture of my Guru Maharaj where he was explaining service over seclusion. And the things he was mentioning, he was giving the example of Prahlad Maharaj. Like if we think like we are in the very most precarious or most abominable stage of life, then we should think of Prahlad Maharaj. He was born in a demoniac family. His association was demons. What he got, just the love Matru Sadhu Sangha of Narada Muni, who instructed for a while in the path of devotional service. And let's make it more active way. So Prahlad Maharaj, what was the challenges he faced? He was put in the boiling oil. Was his father, his own father, not the enemy or someone else. Like if something our own parents say, our emotional parameter goes high, sometimes go low, like the pendulum, sometimes go left, sometimes go right, not in the center. Same with the Prahlad Maharaj. Even what was his mood? His mood was to serve his spiritual master. Whatever his spiritual master said, just to follow that. And he was very steady in that. Even if he was in the precarious condition, he was same after seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead also. Like we see the grasshopper mentality, like jumping over. So what is the grasshopper mentality? Jumping over the spiritual master, jumping over the authorities. My Guru Maharaj was explaining there, this is like a bit dangerous thing. Because you follow your Guru, you follow your spiritual master, and you see Krishna. And for instance, when you see Krishna and your spiritual master, whom will you offer your first obeisances? Yeah, someone who have grasshopper mentality will go and offer obeisances to Krishna. But actually, obeisances should be offered to the spiritual master. Because by grace of that spiritual master, we are able to see the Krishna face to face. Yeah, and Krishna will be also pleased if his devotee is offered or respected. Yeah. So this is something while practicing devotional service we can understand. And if we see the pastimes of the devotee and someone who is not a devotee, Purañjana, who is trying to enjoy his senses all the time, what is the pastime of his life going like? Okay, he is going to forest, he is getting frustrated, he is trying to pacify his wife, trying for enjoying his own senses. This is one thing. And one pastime I can remember from the Alarnath temple. So there was a devotee named Madhu, and Vishnu deity was there in his house, and he was like Brahmana family. His father made the bhoga and asked his child to go and offer it to the Lord. And Madhu, who didn't know, Lord used to physically come and take, like we know, we offer. we leave it for 5 to 10 minutes and then we take it out. It's like prasadam. This was unknown, like Madhu was totally unknown about this. Madhu Prabhu goes, he offers, and he comes after 5 minutes. He sees the prasadam untouched. Again after 10 minutes untouched. He starts crying, "Oh my Lord, my parents instructed me to offer you the bhoga, this palatable food dish, like food to you, but you are not taking." He starts crying for Supreme Personality of Godhead to come and have that very bhoga. So here we see actually the Lord comes and takes the the bhoga, and makes it prasadam. So when the Madhu comes with the plate and shows to parents, "Father, Supreme Lord took the prasad." And he says, "What? Where is the prasad?" Like plate was empty. "No, Supreme Lord took." Their parents thought, okay, this child must have taken, he must be hungry. They prepared again. Again same thing happened. Third time same thing happened. So the fourth time when child came with the empty plate, then the Brahmana father, he said, "If you do like this, if you eat all the prasadam, how will we survive?" Like they were poor. So, okay, this time you offer, we'll see who is coming and taking the prasadam. You can't eat this much. As for the 2-3 times it went. So Madhu Prabhu goes and again offer to the Supreme Lord, "Praise Supreme Personality of Godhead, oh Krishna, please come take this bhoga, otherwise my parents will." Okay, in this way it went. And their parents were just peeping from the door. So their parents saw a hand coming behind the deity and taking the prasad. So this time the Brahmana ran towards the deity and tried fighting. "Hey, who is this thief trying to take the bhoga, trying to eat the prasad?" And he was Krishna himself. So between that, the bhoga that was very hot, Krishna put it very quickly and it went out and split. There is some mark still of the burn on the deity. So here we can see, even being born in a Brahmana family, like we can say the Brahmana father who followed all the Vedic injunctions nicely, who did everything in a proper Vedic way, was unable to recognize the Supreme Personality of Godhead because there was no personal connection or personal exchanges of the rasa. And once Prabhupada, he was explaining, like he was questioned how the movement is going on, like why you are trying to preach this much in a different way. Prabhupada said, "It's not because I am very learned scholar, or it's not because I am able to pronounce the Sanskrit verses in a very scholarly way, or it's not because I'm very nicely giving the Bhagavatam class or Kathas, and it's not because of something he said." And then after Prabhupada said, "It's not because of the regulative principle or anything. It's just because of the mercy of my spiritual master on which I'm relying. What can I do? I'm just trying to follow the order and instructions of my spiritual master. Even if I succeed, it's his grace. Even if I fail, it's his grace." Same mood is the Prahlad Maharaj is trying to teach us to the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prahlad Maharaj, even after he sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is like same before seeing him and after seeing him. Like he is not intoxicated either by the precarious condition nor by after the success. Success means after seeing the Supreme Lord. He is still meditating on the instructions of the Narada Muni that he got. We are like Goshti Anandis. Yeah? So what is the Goshti Anandis? They become happy seeing the movement grow up, seeing the people taking the chanting. The so-called sadhus, the spiritualists, they go to the mountains, away from the city, the town, for their own sake, for their self-liberation, just for their own advancement. They are not thinking about the people in the cities, in the town. Prabhupada, he could have stayed in Vrindavan, but taking his spiritual master's words seriously, he went the most advanced country in terms of material advancement, America. Yeah? And there, how he was treated, we are all aware. He went through the 2 heart attacks. He went with like few of the pennies. No one there to take care. On whom he was relying? On the mercy of his spiritual master and Krishna. By mercy of Guru and Gauranga, we are empowered. And when we are empowered, the thing that can also cause the breakage in our empowerment is, okay, I am doing this because my sadhana is good. Okay, because of my good behavior towards other devotees, I am able to do this. Okay, for few moments or few weeks it may last. After that, it won't. Like there is lifespan of these thoughts as well. But if our mood is like, if I am anything sitting here giving class, if I have any 1% of the good quality that Vaishnavas are absorbing, it's because of the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, by mercy of devotees. We can also think, if we don't have the devotee association, okay, where we are, what we are. If we think we are something great or something that's mercy of devotees. This is the mood. And same way, one other example comes, faking in the devotional service. So once a Mahatma was giving class in India, and there was one person carrying hanky either of the side, and there was the audience. So every time the Mahatma gave class, the tears rolled from his eyes, and from each of the side the guy came and wiped out the handkerchief. The audience, they thought, is he the pure devotee? The way he is giving the class looks like very fascinating. He is crying, he is giving class, looks like. Then after the class just follows the sadhu, the Mahatma, behind the stage, and he sees the sadhu pulling the chili out from his nose. Then the impact that he made on the devotee was, is he the sadhu? He didn't sneeze putting the chili inside the nose. So main thing is, sometimes it looks like very advanced, but we need to be careful. Another example comes when a Vaishnava was giving a Bhagavatam class. In the first row there was like audience sitting. Among that audience, one devotee, like he was crying after every strong point the Vaishnava made. Like over in the whole of the class, the Vaishnava made a lot of points on self-realization, on Krishna consciousness, and whenever there was something very strong, the Prabhu or the devotee cried loudly and like full of tears. If we see just on the surface level, it looks like, oh, he must be the pure devotee, crying the tears of ecstasy while listening the Krishna Katha. So the secretary of the Vaishnava called the devotee, come here, because the Vaishnava asked to call him, and they called, and they declared that, okay, he is the pure devotee, he crying the tears of ecstasy while listening the Krishna Katha. Then after, Vaishnava asked, what is your realization? Like you cried, like anything when I was making strong points. Then, you know what was the reaction of the devotee or who was crying? Whenever you made a strong point, I remembered my goat which I lost last week. The goat has the same beard like you. And the reaction of the Vaishnava was, wow. That was your reaction after listening the Krishna Katha. So it may look one way, but we don't know, we never know what is going, for what reason they are doing. Similarly, like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions in the Bhagavatam Canto 3, chapter 27, some purports. He said like, association is very important. We hear sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha is very important. Then after he mentioned like, even among the sadhu, someone who don't have the qualities of the saintly person, like the normal qualities we know, we can respect them, but we should not hang around them. Because, let's take a small example. If we think of a lemon crushed in our mouth, water or saliva comes in, right? So just by thinking, that is the reaction of our body. Just think of someone who is associating, who is just faking, or who is just having, here the word is used, tamodwaram yositam sangi sangam. Yeah, here it said associating with the Mahatmas. So that 1 degree change is also causing there in our consciousness with whom we are associating. Sometimes when we go outside for book distribution, we can also feel the aura or the vibration. But when we are outside, we are there to distribute the mercy, not to protect our own consciousness. We need to act in both the way. So we need to be careful with whom we are associating. And as being the Goshthianandis, if we are taking the absolute knowledge to the anyone, everyone, we are given protection by Guru and Gauranga. Yeah, and this we can feel when we are talking with. Recently, we were having the book distribution near the uni area. There we met variety of students coming from variety of background. Among them, like we had a small yoga book where it talks about yoga, body, mind control and everything, like different verses from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. We represented it to one of the very interested student, and we said like this is something about yoga, mind, meditation, like simple word, so that they can understand it quickly and we don't waste our too much of time. Okay, what it talks about? Mind. Yeah, mind. Oh, okay. You know what is nature of mind? No, it is so flickering, If you want to be successful, if you know how to control your mind, how to direct your mind, it's very easy. Oh, nice, but I don't use my mind. I said, what you said? I don't use my mind? Okay, use now. You read the book and use now. You have given the mind, then please use it. So sometimes this type of comedy happens, very rarely. And moving forward, the living entities in this conditioned world are the eternal and fragmental parts of Krishna. And they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Someone who don't know the science of Krishna consciousness are struggling, but someone who knows the science of Krishna consciousness, how to please their spiritual master. Example is Prahlad Maharaj. From outside it looks like he was like having bad time, but from inside he was liberated from within. He was always like meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He saw everywhere, yatra tatra, everywhere Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, same way. And another thing is they do not know that without self-realization they suffer the greatest loss in the human form of life. Now why it is said the greatest loss in the human form of life? Because in this, by using this best is a bad bargain, this human form of body, we can realize, even we have got the different senses, right? We can use hand for chanting, sense of touch comes, and when we chant, our tongue, ear is being used in the service of chanting the holy name. And when we chant the holy name, it's like the personal association of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. Yeah? And this, and here I want to also highlight about the heart, why it is compared with the bed sheet. Valuable best bed sheet, not only valuable, most valuable. Yeah? As like heart is something where Krishna resides. Yeah, we all know. And when we chant and perform devotional service, like our Chetodarpana Marjana happens, heart gets soft and slowly Krishna help us advance in the path of self-realization. But instead of having that, if we have lusty desire in this heart, if we have material desires in this heart, although the bed is very valuable, like we can take example of a knife. If someone wants to learn how to use knife, if they go to the doctor, they learn in one way. If they go to the barber, they learn in another way. If they go to the chef, they learn in another way. Like same thing being used in different way. Same way this human form of body, if we come in contact of Sadhu Guru and Shastra, that is the perfect understanding, the best use of this bad bargain can be done. Rather going to the corporate meetings and understanding the business deals, how to use this body to make others use for the sake of making some financial advancement. And it is also said we should not over endeavor for the sense gratification. Actually, we should not endeavor for the sense gratification, because if we are engaged in devotional service, our senses are gratified automatically. Yeah? And as we have heard, when we water the root of a tree, the branches and leaves are automatically taken care. Same way, for the senses, when it comes about the sex life, when it comes about the sense control, mind control and everything, we can start from the tongue. The tongue wants to taste very nice things, palatable things, and if we are unable to break it here, like stop our tongue, rather we can use the good tongue. We can engage this tongue in having the Krishna Prasad in a regulated way. Then we can control our genitals, mind and other senses too, as mind is considered to be the master of all the senses. So agitation starts from there, the tongue, the root cause. And it's also mentioned in the Nectar of Instruction. And Prabhupada, the way he have given us this all facilities, coming to the temple, morning program, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like everything will be taken care of automatically. Doctor says to walk 10,000 steps a day. If we go for books, we overcome that every day. If we dance just here, that steps is taken care. When we give Danvat, like, circulation of the body from the scientific point of view to the spiritual point of view, everything is taken care. When we meditate upon the charming smile of Gopinath and the arch, this eye arch, like it has the potency to dry up the ocean of miseries. Even if we are having the lusty desire or the material desires, if we meditate and offer our obeisances to this. Saying this much, I would like to conclude. I would like to share more of the things because of the time. I will just stop here. Thank you. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Any question? No. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Janitai Gaur Premanande. Anand Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki.